All right, guys, this is our final project. So this is the login page, and we're gonna show two scenarios here. The first one is gonna be the admin login. And so the admin will have access to the admin profiles. So this is the website gonna look like after admin login. And the second scenario will be a user login. So when a user login to the page, and this is how the website is going to look like. And if a user try to log in on the admin page, so actually the page will actually deny this. It will show no access. So we will show the code later, which will show the password hashing, the sanitization, and the timeout. That will come later.
Thanks, Sherry. I will show you a little bit about how our website works. So let's go back to this admin login because the admin is one with the most functionality. When the admin logs in, they're first taken to the home page, and we have the home page here. At the top, there's just a banner with some imagery of the food because this is a food review that is for our final project. And if you scroll down on the home page, you can see top rated restaurants. These are all the restaurants that have more than one follower. That means that a lot of people like them, they follow them, they want to stay in touch with them. And so you can see a view of those here. You can also click into the restaurant details from here, but we will go back into that when we get to the restaurants tab in a minute. If you keep scrolling, you can see the top rated meals. These are the meals that have an average rating of 5 stars. So these are only the top rated meals. If you click into them, you can see the details of the meals that we can touch on when we get to the food column, but the homepage is a place to aggregate all the most popular food and restaurants. So if you go back into the admin profile here, that is where all the user management happens. You can see the name on the admin profile, which is my name, Kira Dunn, and the email address. And if you click this button, this is how you manage all the users. So you click into it and you can see that there's a big list of all the users on here. And if we wanted to add a new user to this, we could click this button and add a new customer here. And you can add either a user or an admin or a restaurant that's a member restaurant, which means they're paying for the service, or a restaurant that's a non-member restaurant, which means they're not paying for the service. So let's add a user just for simplicity. We will add Louise here. So let's see, maybe we'll do Louise for his, Louise Hi for his username, and then we'll just do Louise. And we'll just do this really quickly so that we can get him signed in here. Let's see. And then password, we'll just do something simple. We'll just do hi, and then we press submit. And you can see it goes to the login page so that Louise can sign in from there. But we actually want to stay in the admin portion here. So if we refresh this, we'll see that Louise Hi has been added to the list here. But that's a little bit confusing because there's not a space in his name, so we want to edit it. So let's maybe do Louise-Hi to make that a little bit more clear. We'll press update consumer, and now you can see that that is updated right there. But this is really just a fake user right here. So let's show you how we delete that user simply by pressing delete user. And now Zach C is again the top user. So you can do that where you edit any of the members here on this page. You can add, update, or delete members. Now let's look at the restaurants page. The restaurants page has a list of all the different restaurants on the website. But if that's confusing to look at, you can sort through them. So you can either sort by food type, which you would click into this button for, and you can see that it's alphabetized by food type. So at the top is African food, if you're in the mood for something exotic. There's Chinese food, general, and if you keep scrolling, you can organize it that way. Or if you want to know which restaurants are the most popular, you can click sort by number of followers, and this will show you which restaurants have the most followers. And you can see that Late Eats in Salt Lake City, which is Chinese food, is very popular. It has 13 followers, so that might be a good one to check out. And when you're on any of these restaurant list pages, you can click into any of these restaurants. Let's find one that doesn't have any followers yet so we can show you how that works. So if we wanted to go into street restaurant in Salt Lake City, we click street restaurant. And in here you can see that it's general, it's in Salt Lake City. The privilege to eat street food is its description. And this looks really delicious. We want to stay in touch with this restaurant. So we are going to click follow restaurant. Do you want to follow this restaurant? Yes, we do. And now if we find street restaurant on here again, let's just do this so it's a little faster. It's right here. You can see that it has 1 follower now instead of 0 followers. So that's how you stay in touch with all the different restaurants. Now let's take a look at food. If we go onto the food tab, you can see all the different food items that are served at various restaurants shown on the site. And you can do different things here for filtering as well. You can sort by rating. And what this does is it takes all the different reviews that have been submitted for Pasta H and it averages them out. And it looks like Pasta H is very popular. It has 5 stars average. And so it starts with a 5 stars and then it goes down. These are 3-star average rating and so on. Or if you want to sort by number of favorites, which a favorite is somebody goes in and presses favorites because it's one of their favorite foods, you can see that you can sort it that way as well. This green plate is really popular with favorites. So on any of the food pages, let's take a look at one that maybe doesn't have as many favorites. So beans with lemon. If we really like beans with lemon, we can click in here. We can see the restaurant, where it's served, its ID, the type of meal, how expensive it is, and how many favorites it is. And you can see that it has one review that says excellent. Well, maybe we want to add a review as well that says not so good if we don't like it as much. And we can do the date of the review and we can do, let's give it 2 stars. And then we press add review. And then if we scroll back down and we find the beans with lemon, beans with lemon, then we can click back into it and we can see that the average rating went down because we left it a lower review. But if we wanted to change that and say it was terrible, we could update the review right here and make it even worse. But that's not the case. We actually really like beans with lemon. So instead, let's just delete that review so that the average rating goes back up. So that is the different review management that you can do within the food tab. And then if you go into the feedback tab, this is the last use case on the site. This allows you to leave feedback on our website, Meal Meter. So if we leave a review in here that goes, Meal Meter is awesome, then we can click it, we can click add review, and that will be pushed into the database. And so then admins who have access to the database can come in here to app review, and they can see that our review was added into this database and they can check it there. And different users have different levels of functionality, but for the sake of time, we will now have Louise tell you a little bit more about the database.
So this is our database. The database was built regarding all the requirements of the site, the requirements of the user cases. So we have the admin, the app review table, app user, favorites, follower, food item review, member restaurant, non-member restaurant, paid subscription, and users. All these databases are built to pull up the data according to the needy of the web application.
Yes, thanks, Louise. That's great. One thing we'll touch on is you can see in this database that the passwords are hashed, as Sherry mentioned in the beginning. And to tell you a little bit more about that, we will show you the code. So let me share my different screen here that has the code on it. 1 minute. We'll pull that up, press share. Okay, so on this screen, you can see on the left-hand side here, this is our list of all the different files, the people who can access them, and the folders where they live. And these are those code folders. So in app review, this is where the information for the reviews that you can leave for Meal Meter is. In the credentials folder, this is where we have check session. It's where we have the cookies session, which is where it automatically logs the user out if they've been on the website for a while. It has the login page from here. This is where you get into the database with database credentials. It has the unauthorized page and the user page. And so all of these allow us to have the authorization and to use the authentication, sanitization, et cetera, that Sherry talked about in the beginning. We also have all the food pages organized into the food tab here. We have the one home page in the home tab here, and in profile, this is where all the different admin profiles go. And then finally, there's the restaurant tab where all the different restaurants are. And that is our website and our final presentation. So thanks for listening.